So there are many different investing apps out there. When I first started investing, I thought that I would be just like everyone else. I'd pick one and just stick to it, have all my money into it. But then over time, I realized that I was going to be like everyone else and not do that. I ended up opening multiple brokerage apps. And I think the reason why I opened a couple of brokerage apps, a couple of other brokerage apps, is because they all give you something different. More specifically, they all give some type of benefit that caters to an investor's style. And that's what we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna go over a couple of different investing apps that will cater to your specific style of investing, whatever that is. So let's get started. What is up, guys? My name is Darren Jackson. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. And whether you're a beginner investor or you're kind of getting into it similar to myself, you've learned a specific style of investing that you may like and that you may not like. And if you haven't realized yet, there are a lot of brokerage apps out there such as TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, and Schwab and Fidelity that cater to a specific type of investing. Those specific types are basically branched off two styles, which are active investing and passive investing. Maybe I should flip those around for active and passive so you can read it correctly, whatever. So active investing is basically to be able to make immediate decisions on your portfolio or with stocks or some type of trading strategy right then and there. And passive is just leaving your money there and just letting it grow. Hopefully you put $1 in and it turns into $1 million the next day, which would be amazing. It doesn't really happen like that. If it does, let me know. But anyway, in this video, I want to go over 4 different types of investing apps that could be beneficial for you and your particular style of investing. So for starters, the first investing app I want to go over, we're going to call the honorary mention, aka the one that I have but I don't really use as often as the other ones, and that is Webull. So Webull is a fairly new investing app. I think it came out at least a year or two ago in comparison to the other ones. It's fairly new in comparison to the other ones. I would say it's more of an experienced investor type of brokerage app, only because if you're not quite experienced, some of the graphs you'll see are a little more complex than others, but it's still beginner friendly to a certain degree. Like, you'll learn from it, but there's definitely better options that we'll go over later. One thing I do like about this app is because they're fairly new in comparison to a lot of other brokerage apps, they do a lot of promotions. For example, if you use the link down below, I'm going to post it down below, you'll get, I believe, at least 4 free investments just for signing up, and I believe that's after making your first $100 deposit, which once it's available and once you get your free investments, you can take it right back out and do whatever you want with that free money. I did it, and back then it was just 1 free or 2. So you get a big benefit from that. Now, I do believe this investing app caters towards active investors because you can make immediate decisions with your portfolio and how it affects your portfolio right then and there. But it also does feature passive types of investments, especially for your future, which consists of IRAs or retirement accounts. So you can definitely sign up for those. And another thing that I really do like about this app that I actually discovered pretty recently is that it actually gives you information on stocks before they enter the stock market via IPO or stocks via reverse merger. Like, for example, I made a video recently about Forest Road acquisition, and I heard it was going to be available on the 25th. Other brokerage apps, I couldn't see it, but Webull, I could. So I think that aspect's pretty cool. So now going into the main 3 that I actually use basically every day. The first one is going to be probably the most popular brokerage app in existence, and that's Robinhood. Robinhood definitely became the most competitive brokerage app in my opinion, because I believe it was the first brokerage app to offer $0 in commission. So prior to Robinhood, there were a lot of investing companies out there that would charge you a fee, a commission-based fee, for every trade that you did, for every buy that you did, maybe even for every sell that you did. I'm not sure about that. But Robinhood became the first brokerage app to just say, we're gonna let you do this for free. They're gonna make their money another way. So it's the first with $0 in commission trading, and now others have followed as well. This one is definitely a active-based investing app for a lot of reasons. For starters, just like Webull, you can make immediate decisions that could immediately affect your portfolio. There's other little side reasons, like when you make deposits into your Robinhood app, the funds are immediately available for you before they even are removed from your bank account. So it persuades you to go on ahead and invest right then and there, which could be beneficial, just depends on how you see it. And it also gives you immediate stats on your portfolio and the stocks and ETFs that make up that portfolio, from the day-to-day changes, the week, the month, the 3 months, the year, and the past 5 years. So you can actually see exactly what's going on, which could persuade you to make specific changes. Psychologically, again, that could be a good or bad thing. But all in all, I feel like this is the best investment app for beginners because the interface itself is so clean. It gives you all the information in an easy, readable manner. It gives you some of what they consider the most important information when it comes to stocks, such as the stock price, the volume of people invested to it, the PE ratio, and the dividend yield. Even though there's more to look at besides those, it gives you some of that basic information. It also gives you news that affect the entire stock market or that particular stock itself. The two things that you definitely want to keep a lookout for, aka the two things I'm not too crazy about with Robinhood, are, for one, they have a history of crashing due to high volume. The last high volume crash I remember was when Tesla and Apple made their stock split. I think the first day post stock split, I chose not to invest into the stock market that day because there was a lot going on that even Robinhood couldn't handle. It actually warns you. The other thing that a lot of people may sleep on is the customer service or the lack thereof. So there is no phone number to call for Robinhood. Even though there are tens, maybe hundreds of millions of people that use Robinhood, there isn't a phone line at this point that you can call for Robinhood customer service. Now granted, I've only needed customer service once, and that was for the Apple stock split because I didn't know how that was going to impact me. I sent an email. They responded quickly, but I think that's just because that was a very common question for that situation. Otherwise, you may have an issue with that. But all in all, I keep the majority of my money in Robinhood, and I personally haven't had any problems with it so far, especially as a beginner. It's been good to me. So the second brokerage app on this list is M1 Finance. M1 Finance, I would personally say it's a passive and type of active investing. It caters to short and long-term investors. I say that more so because from the interface itself, it doesn't give you the specific details on every single stock within the portfolio. It out the gate gives you the details of the overall portfolio itself, how much money you have, how much money you've made from that, the percentage of that, and all that good stuff. And even when you click on the portfolio, you see all the stocks, but it doesn't immediately give you the deep details of every stock or ETF that you have in that portfolio, similar to what Robinhood does. So that's why I kind of consider it a passive investment, but it is pretty cool overall. I do love the interface of M1. The portfolio is a pie chart based type portfolio. So image wise, it's actually pretty pleasing and pretty clean. Gives you news about stocks in the stock market just like Robinhood does. And just the overall interface is just, again, super clean. Now what I don't like about M1 Finance, and again, something that you want to keep a lookout for, especially as a new investor, is that there isn't a commission for trading, but there is a minimum fee to start investing. Now, I personally had to pay $100 to start investing, and with Robinhood, it was free. They actually give you a stock, and then you could just sell that stock and honestly just go from there if you want. But with M1, you have to pay a little bit for it. Now, it's not necessarily a fee, and then you have to put more money towards your portfolio. It goes towards your portfolio. It's just a deposit you have to make. So maybe you don't have $100 right now, and you just have to save up for it. Another thing that I honestly haven't had any issues with, but I see others have had, is this feature to where you can create pies within pies. Like if you want to add a stock within your main portfolio, it goes in as another pie, and you can add stocks in that pie. It seems like things get really complicated. So with my portfolio, I just keep it as is. And if you want to avoid that, then just keep your portfolio as is, or make sure you build it the way you want to. You can even just create a separate pie for different types of stocks. The third and final company that may fit your style of investing, especially as a beginner, is Acorns. Acorns is the epitome of passive investing. It's passive. There's nothing really active about it. You can put money into it, wait a month, wait a week until you see some growth and pull it out, but that's about as far as it gets. With Acorns, it specifically promotes you to put money into a portfolio. You can actually choose between 4 to 5 different types of portfolios based off its aggression. I currently have it on moderately aggressive just because I'm willing to take more risks since I'm a bit younger. But from there, you can decide what stocks, ETFs, or bonds or things like that that you want to invest into. That's why they have their own portfolio. Whatever you pick, that's what you're going to get. They also cater to that with their debit card. I haven't mentioned the debit cards on any of these other brokerage apps. They all do have their own debit cards, maybe except Webull. But with Acorns, they have the roundup feature. So what roundups basically means is that when you make a purchase with your Acorns debit card, let's say it's $1.50, it rounds that up to the next dollar, which would be $2. And it debits you that remaining 50 cents, but it then puts it into your portfolio, whichever portfolio you picked, and it'll grow over time. So that part is really cool. So the only negative is if you don't see yourself as an active investor, you want to do some type of strategy such as day trading, swing trading, and stuff like that, then Acorns is definitely not it. But if you want a type of investment app to where you can invest and save and have your money make more money without even thinking about it, and you want to go super passive to where you're saving up for retirement, which is something I also think they offer, then this is it. The only other downside is that I believe if you want the debit card, which makes everything a lot better, you are spending $3 a month. And I believe just having the account is $1 a month. But based off how much you put towards it, $1 may be a small percentage, so it may not be anything to worry about. Now, ultimately, guys, you may end up using only one of these, a few of these, all of these, and then some. It just depends on your investing style or styles, what's comfortable for you. I personally, like I said, use all of these, and there's some other investment apps that I've used, but these are the ones that are most common to me. But what investment apps do you use? Leave a comment below and let me know which one caters most to your style of investing, whatever that is. Let me know what your style of investing is, and make sure you watch some of these other videos that I've made. Hopefully they help you guys out on your investment journey as I have in mine. I appreciate you guys watching, and until next time, take care.